So I'm about to show you how you can take this Google map right here and make up to $600 in only 3 hours. And this is going to be something anyone can do from anywhere in the world as long as you have a phone and an internet connection. What's up guys, this is Monique and welcome back to the channel. I am back with the news that you can use, but first, if you are new here, hello, bonjour, hola, aloha, konnichiwa, wagwan, shalom, assalamu alaikum, jambo, namaste. So I came across a video where someone said they were able to make $700 in 4 hours. So you know I had to do a little research, make sure it checks out. And it's pretty legit, y'all. So we are going to be using Google Maps to look at Google business profiles, and that's how we are going to be able to get our money. And when we are looking at the Google business profiles on Google Maps, we want to really target small businesses. And you can either look for small businesses that are local near where you live, or you can pretty much look for any business anywhere in the world, as long as you know how to speak the language of whatever person it is that's running that business.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So as you can see right here, we have our Google map pulled up at the United States. And so the next step that we are going to have to do is we're going to have to look for a small town in one of these states here. Now, you don't necessarily have to do a small town. You can actually use larger cities, and I'll give you an example of that in a little while. However, I'm going to start with the small cities because this is where it seems to work often for a lot of people. So we can randomly look for any state on here, any, mini, miny, mo. We're going to go with North Carolina here. So you can click on North Carolina and it's going to bring us closer, and you can zoom in a little bit more by just stretching the screen, or you can hit this arrow over here and it's going to show you more cities. But we want to get in there, we want to go deeper. And look at this, I found a city called Why Not. So I mean, why not? So this is the city that we are going to focus on. But before we get into the next step, something that's important that we want to do is go over to ChatGPT now. And you can sign up for a free account with ChatGPT. There may be a wait list though, so just in case you see that, I don't want you to be surprised. And what I'm going to ask it is to give examples of different types of small businesses like plumbers. And it's going to break down the many different types of businesses that we are about to look at in this area. And you want to get a list because you want to try to find as many businesses as you can. But on here, there are electricians, there's carpentry services, there's painting, landscaping, HVAC, auto repair. You can do pet grooming, you can do coffee shops. I mean, the possibilities are endless here. So what we are going to now do is we are going to choose one of those businesses randomly. You can choose whichever one that you want to, but I think I'm going to go with electricians in Why Not, North Carolina. And so when it gives you this list of the businesses that's near this small town, there are several things that you want to look for to make sure you get this to work. First and foremost, you want to look for businesses that either do not have a Google business account or they have an incomplete business account. You also want to look for businesses that have low reviews. And what I mean by low reviews is anything under 10 reviews. Now, sometimes if you look at larger cities, you may not find less than 10 reviews, but you want to try to stick to the ones that have the lower reviews. That's really important, y'all. And you also want to try to focus on the businesses that are not at the top of the ranks when you are searching. You want to find the businesses that are pretty much towards the bottom of the search results. But before we get into the next important step, while we are on the topic of Google, tell me, have you ever Googled yourself, a family member, or a friend, and you were shocked to find your personal information was exposed on one of those people search websites? I just looked up one of my friends and I found some info that I could not believe is actually on the internet. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to those pesky robocallers, those spammers, and others that are trying to learn more about you, like where you live. And that brings me to today's sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info, and they can submit opt-out requests on your behalf. They also can manage passwords. They offer antivirus protection, a VPN. There are actually parental controls, spam controls, and identity theft protection all in one app. And you can try Aura for free for 2 weeks using the link that I put down below in the description. It's super easy to set up, and you can get all of the features that I just mentioned at an affordable price. So you can either let people continue to exploit you and profit off of your personal information, or you can go to aura.com/Hintons to start your 2-week free trial. So let's get back into making this $600 in 3 hours. So I mentioned earlier to look at small cities, but you can also look at larger cities, because if you think about it, in larger cities there's more competition. So there's a lot of people that are struggling to be seen, especially on Google Business. So that means that you have a larger pool of people that you can target to make this money. And just to show you the difference, I live in New Orleans, so this time we are going to choose Louisiana. Let's go to New Orleans right here, and we are going to type in painters near New Orleans. And there are again a ton of businesses that comes up. This is a sponsored business, so they're kind of on their P's and Q's. We don't want to worry about that. If we scroll down, this one has 25 reviews. You want to keep those things in mind that I mentioned earlier. This may be a decent one to do because they have a 2.0 rating and only 4 people reviewed them. And this one actually is a pretty good business to do, because if you see claim this business, that means that they may have set up a profile for their business, but they have not really linked it to themselves. So this would be someone that you may want to target. And if we look deeper into this, they don't really have any pictures. They don't really have a lot going on. They don't have a website. They don't have hours. So these are the type of businesses that you want to pretty much try to find. So that's one of them. You want to go through and see if you can find any more. Here's another one that only has 2 reviews, but they do have 5 stars. It doesn't matter how high the rating is, but what matters is this again, claim this business. What matters is if they have a website on here, if they have the hours. Also, if they have photos. They don't have any of these things. So you want to go through, make a complete list of every single business that you can find. The more businesses you find, the more sales you are likely to make. So we found a list of all of these businesses. So what in the world are we going to be doing to make money? We are going to be offering them our services, which is going to entail helping them to be found by the right people, helping them to rank higher in search results, helping them to claim the business, making their profiles complete and look nice, because when people are searching for different businesses, the one place they go often is Google. And you may be like, well, Monique, I don't know a thing about Google business profiles or how to do any of those things that you mentioned. Well, that's why we have our friend ChatGPT. But also, Google offers a free course that you can take, and it's only 42 minutes, and it's going to pretty much sum up everything that Google business is about, the things that you want to focus on, and how you can fix up these profiles. It's very beginner friendly. Again, it's absolutely free. And also what that's going to do is that's going to get you an achievement by Google, which will make you stand out above anybody else who may be offering services as well. When they see that you're kind of like Google certified, then of course a person who's offering services to help with Google, you're going to choose a person who has that achievement over a person who does not. And don't worry, I'll put the link to that class down in the description. And so once we get all of our certifications, once we have found all of the people that we want to target, what do we do next? So we are going to start calling these people. And that's what you're going to have to do if you want to get results the fastest. Like I said, we're trying to get this money in 3 hours. And that's how the person was able to get that $700 in 4 hours, because they started calling businesses. But if you are not comfortable with calling people, another way that you can do this that is also pretty good, you can email these companies. But keep in mind, when you are doing this, a lot of these companies have not claim their business, so you may not find their email address. Sometimes you may not even find a good phone number to contact them. So if you run into those problems, another thing you can do is search social media like Instagram, Facebook, see if they have a TikTok, see if they're somewhere on the internet, because we have to find them. But regardless of which way you do this, whether you call or email, what's next important for us to figure out is what in the world are we going to say to these people? How are we going to get them to pay us to fix their profiles? We are going to head back over to ChatGPT. They are going to be writing an entire sales pitch for us so that we don't have to do too much work. I am going to say I have a business where I am helping small businesses optimize their Google business profile so that they can rank higher in search results and get before the right people. I have found several businesses that can use help to create better profiles that people are likely to use their service. I am going to call them today. Can you help me write a sales pitch that I can use when calling these businesses that is convincing and likely to get a sale? Now, I know that was long, but the more detailed you are with ChatGPT, the more likely you will be to get what you are looking for. And just like that, it gave us this sales pitch, but as I read through it, it kind of seems too sales pitchy. Like, I don't feel like there's really a connection here. My name is blank. I am the founder of blank. We specialize in optimizing Google business. Like, I probably would hang up on a phone call like that. So one thing I'm going to do is ask ChatGPT, can you make it less sales pitchy and more of a connection? And just like that, it changed the entire feel of it. As a fellow small business owner, I know how crucial it is to make every customer count. And in my experience, one of the best ways to do this is through an optimized Google business profile. And I wanted to share this with you because I've seen businesses in your area benefit from this, and I thought it might be something that could help. And then insert the business name. So that one sounds a little bit more like I'll stick on the phone instead of hang up, or I'll read the rest of the email instead of deleting it. So just to play around with this a bit, I'm going to send a few of these emails out to companies, and if before I finish this video I get a response back, I'm going to insert it in here. So before you actually make your first sale, it's probably good that I haven't gotten any responses yet, because I'm sure you're probably wondering, how in the world am I going to get paid for this? A lot of people always ask me that, Monique, you don't talk about the pay. So what we're going to have to do is, you can either do an Upwork account or you can do a Fiverr account. It's very, very easy to set them up. All you have to do is put in all of your information. They'll ask you a little bit about your experience. They'll ask you what type of services you want to offer. You can set your prices. So it's pretty self-explanatory when you do that part. I don't want to really go into too much depth with that. But after you have your account, once you start to get some hits, especially through the email, and someone becomes interested, you can send them that link to your Fiverr account or your Upwork account, and then they can make the payment through there. And that's something that's more trusted, because as you're building your business, you know, people may not feel comfortable just paying you, and they're like, I'm not sending you any money, but they can trust their payment through these sites more than just sending it to you. And it feels more like a business, especially rather than just saying, can you cash at me? Now, another big question is, how much do I charge for these services? Well, I asked ChatGPT. I told you ChatGPT is just like our assistant through this entire process. But what ChatGPT showed me is that for these type of projects, people typically charge anywhere between $300 and $1,000. And of course, we're just starting out with this, so we don't want to go charge people $1,000. It's probably best to charge around $300. You may even want to kind of knock a few extra dollars off of there again, so you can stand out against the competition. But that would mean if you go with $300, in order for you to make $600 a day or $600 in those 3 hours, you only need 2 sales. Now, don't that sound realistic? Just convince 2 people to purchase your service, and with the help of ChatGPT, it can help you be pretty convinced. But if you're like, you know what, I just want to start slow and steady, even 1 sale a day, that will get you $300 a day. And also, if you want to try to reach more people, you can offer different levels of your service. You may just do a light touch up or show them how to connect or claim their business for $50. Or you may do the whole package as $300. You may just add a few pictures and do some light work for $200. So it's going to depend on how you want to break this part down. There's just so much opportunity out there for this. There's so many possibilities. There's so much more that you can do. But this is just the basis to get you started. Make sure you come back and let me know how this is working for you so that I can share your story with others. And other than that, I thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we are out. Peace.